Hi everyone, and welcome to your Awesome Reading Comprehension lesson. This is chapter number 3, lesson number 3 in the Level 1 video series. So, I'm excited to get started, so let's just kidding. Let's get started though, okay? The book we're reading is Awesome Reading Comprehension. Here's the information on the screen. Get your copy and you can play along with us, follow along with us, and learn all the vocabulary and just do all the exciting exercises that I put in there because they're fun. Okay, there we go. Now let's get into lesson number 3. So here's the picture that goes along with our story. It's a woman standing in an airport. Now, let's look at our questions because to do reading comprehension, you must look at the questions first and then read the story. So, what is this story about? Standard question. What are arrivals and departures? What do you call a passenger on an airplane? What does a departure board tell people? Why do tourists travel on airplanes? And number 6, why are departure boards important in airports? Okay, so those are our questions. Now, let's take a look at the story. This is an airport in America. Like all airports, planes come and go. The planes that come are called arrivals, while planes that go are called departures. The girl in the picture is departing. She has a blue backpack, which is called a carry-on. Carry-ons go on the airplane with the person. The person who flies on an airplane is called a passenger. The board with lots of words on it is called the departure board. Departure boards tell passengers when their plane is leaving and where they need to go to get their ticket. They are very important things at every airport. There are many reasons why people travel on airplanes. Some people are tourists. Tourists travel to countries because they like seeing new places. Some people travel on airplanes because they need to go somewhere for work. Ugh. Their jobs take them far away from home. Other people travel on airplanes because they want to visit family that is far away. All types of people use airports to travel long distances. People travel alone, as couples, or as families to get where they are going anywhere in the world. There you go. So we've seen some story reading comprehension questions, but this is more of a fact-based reading comprehension thing. Reading comprehension story, essay, thing. It's a reading comprehension thing, but it's mostly based on facts. We're describing something. So let's take a look at these questions. What is this story about? Well, like we said, it was fact-based, It's all about airports and traveling. So this story is about, we take the question and put it into the answer. This story is about traveling in airports on airplanes because you don't use a train at an airport. There could be a train at an airport, but it's not in the story. So that's the answer. Number 2, what are arrivals and departures? Now you see I have the box around arrivals and departures. These are the key words in the question. So we're going to look for these key words back in the story to find our answer. Because your answer is usually by the key words. Hint, hint, hint. Key words help you find the answer. Let's look at the story. The planes that come are called arrivals, while the planes that go are called departures. See what I mean? Right there, our key words. That's the answer. So, what are arrivals and departures? Planes that arrive are called arrivals, and planes that leave are called departures. We took the answer from the story. There's no reason to change it. Some teachers will tell you, oh, you have to change it. You have to show that you understand. But in a fact fact-based reading comprehension, it's the safest thing to do to just take the answer and put it as yours. Take it right out of the story. When we read something like in Lesson 1, where we talked about song, I believe. Oh no, Ming and Ling, the two boys riding the bike. That was more of a story thing. So we can add more information from our own feelings and thoughts. But when it's a fact-based reading comprehension section, essay, thing, it's safe to just take the answer, okay? So, trust me. Let's look at number 3. What do you call a passenger on an airplane? Well, we know passenger is our key word because I've got a red box on it. Let's look back at the story. The person who flies on an airplane is called the passenger. Well, hey, that sentence almost looks exactly like the question. So, what do you call a passenger on an airplane? Well, a passenger is a person that flies on an airplane. It's the same thing. Passenger could be a person in a car. It could be a person in a train, in a bus, someone who's not driving the vehicle. But this is a fact-based reading comprehension thing, so we take the answer straight out. It matches the question. It is the answer. What do you call a passenger? He's a passenger. She's a passenger. They are passengers. Okay? So, matches the question even though it's almost the same thing. The answer was in the question. It happens sometimes. It's meant to be confusing, a little tricky. I didn't do it I did that way on purpose, but a lot of places will do it that way on purpose too. So, let's look at number 4. What does a departure board tell people? Well, departure board and tell people. Those are our two ideas, right? So we need to find departure board because we found departure, but it was for something different, right? Now we need departure board. It's a word. Let's find it. There it is. The board with lots of words on it is called the departure board. Departure boards tell passengers when their plane is leaving and where they need to go to get their ticket. There's our answer. Let's put it into the answer. There's our answer. That is right, though. It just sounds funny. What does a departure board tell people? A departure board. We take the question and put it in the answer. A departure board tell people. A departure board tells people what? When a plane is leaving and where to go to get a ticket. There we go. We take the answer and match it to the question. You can't get it wrong. Let's go on to number 5. Why? Ooh, a why question. Why means we have to explain this reason. We have to give a reason, explain it. Why do tourists travel on airplanes? Well, let's take a look. There are many reasons why people travel on airplanes. Okay. Some people are tourists. Oh, now that's really specific to our question. Some people are tourists. Tourists travel to countries because they like seeing new places. Let's look at the question. Why do tourists travel on airplanes? Well, we just saw. Some tourists travel on airplanes because they like to see new places. Now, we may have other things, right? There may be other reasons. Tourists travel because they want pizza in Italy or something like that. They're really rich and they want to go buy Gucci in Milan or something, right? But that's not from the story. So when you get a why question, you have a why question, you must take your answer from the story, even if you have a good answer, right? Even if you have a good answer, now is not the time to show how smart you are. Take the answer from the story. It's a fact. Throw it in there. That's your answer. Move on, okay? Number 6, why? Ooh, another one. Why are departure boards important in airports? So we've got to explain the reason. Let's look back in and see what it said about departure boards and see if we can find a reason why they're important. Departure boards tell passengers when their plane is leaving and where they need to go to get their ticket. They are very important things at airports. So That didn't really explain it so much. It gave us the information, but not perfectly like the previous one did. The previous one said, this is the answer, right? Why? Right here. But this one didn't actually say why. So we have to say why. We have to come up with it. Why are departure boards important in airports? Departure boards are important in airports. We took it right down. Because, why? Because they tell travelers where to get on their plane and when it leaves. There we go. That is our answer. That's how we do it. It's very important to have that departure board so you know where to go. Where do I depart from? Where's my plane? Right? It tells you everything. That's why they're important. Now, I hope you had fun in this lesson. It seems like I made mistakes, but I really didn't. A lot of the sentences just kind of got me confused. They were right, but the way I said them, I don't know. Maybe it's late. I don't know, but I had fun today. I hope you did too, and I will see you for the next lesson. Goodbye.